Alrighty. Alrighty then. We should have used that as a bit. Why am I what? Oh God.
What,
Damn it.
Thunderbolts?
Yeah, damn it. All right. We'll talk about Thunderbolts next week.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Okay, before we talk about Sinners, did you see the video of Ryan Coogler like dissecting like the different aspect ratios and film and everything?
No. I
So
have no clue what the
Kodak
fuck you're talking about.
So Kodak, the camera company, released a video with Ryan Coogler where he like breaks down the difference between like shooting on IMAX, shooting on like 35 millimeter film, shooting on 70 millimeter film, and etc. And
Uh-huh.
he goes, but he does it in such a casual way, like you feel like it's just a friend telling you like, "Hey, this is what I do for work." And it's and when I tell you that that may have caused a ton of people who don't care or don't understand that to care and understand about that and to actively like go to see Sinners and to actively go and see it on IMAX because like now they know the difference.
Uh-huh.
So like he explains when like the aspect ratio changes or like when like the film like opens up to look bigger and why
Yeah.
it does that. So it's a great video because he's just there like talking as if this was just like he's just waxing poetics about it and it's great and it got like people to like hey let's go see it on IMAX. Hey, let's go see it again. It got
Yeah.
to the point where like the film did 2 weeks on IMAX,
Mhm.
which IMAX rules there must always be two movies playing on IMAX because it's like a huge deal to like carry out like the whole thing.
Yeah.
And little unfair thing happened is that the two movies that were playing on IMAX were Minecraft and Sinners, and Thunderbolts was gonna come in to replace, that's right, Sinners. That were gonna leave Minecraft for another fucking like cycle
Yeah.
instead of living Sinners. So they made a huge deal about it online, and just I think yesterday or this morning, like Warner announced that like, hey, we're bringing back Sinners like in 2 weeks, like on IMAX, so that everyone can see it. And then they immediately announced it, sold out. Like a ton of people started posting like, dude, it's sold out for like 2 weeks. Like people do want to see this theater. So I'm thinking Sinners on IMAX this year is gonna be what
Oppenheimer was.
uh Oppenheimer was 2 years ago, and last year I'm gonna say like what Twisters was on 4DX. Like it's just one of those experiences that you gotta see in
On the
theater. Or
biggest screen possible.
Yeah, or Top Gun Maverick. Seeing that on IMAX was also an experience. So this is great because it's bringing a lot of people back to the theater. Like the movie's making a ton of money right now,
Yeah.
and
And it's
especially
an
like
it's an original film.
it is an original film. It is the biggest box office hit original film since the pandemic. And like this and Nope, I believe
I
those are the
thought Fall
ones.
Guy was the
Fall
super.
Guy is not it's not original. It's based on a show from the 80s or 90s.
I mean, not Fall Guy. What was the other one? Not Fall Guy. What was the one with Ryan Reynolds where he's like everyone?
Everyone?
Yeah, I remember.
What are you talking about?
God damn it. The one where he's literally Free Guy.
Free
Remember that one,
Guy.
Free Guy?
No, that sucked.
Yeah, but wasn't it like the biggest intro for like an original film in a long time?
God, I hope not.
I swear.
God,
Hugh
I hope
Jackman.
not. Absolutely inconsequential film. What a useless little movie.
Jesus.
Made for nothing and died for nothing.
What?
Jesus.
God damn, Gemma.
I said it. On
What
YouTube, I said that shit. On Spotify, I said that shit. On
on iTunes.
iTunes, I said that shit.
Well, one other
On
thing we can mention before we dive into Sinners, because I don't know about you, but I got a lot to say about the Sinners.
Me too.
Um,
I like how you just went into the accent for a second there. Like
what?
right now, you just went into like the accent from the movie, like
Did I?
a little bit.
Shit, I did not notice.
I don't know. Everyone that I know from Texas, like every once in a while they're talking and they'll just get like a random twang in their voice. It's like it's not all the
I don't
time, but
know.
it's just every once in a while. What were you gonna say?
Folks, we have merchandise. The link for the store is in the link tree down below, whether you're watching on YouTube. If you're watching on Spotify, you can find it in our link tree there as well. We have shirts. We have shirts. that have our logo, various versions of the logo, our throwback 80s version, the wrestling. I have notes. So yeah, we have merchandise now, folks. If y'all want to buy anything, we greatly appreciate it. Anything that y'all buy does get immediately reinvested back into the channel.
Yeah, that's how we're gonna go 4K eventually. Yeah,
Yeah, that's the only way
yeah.
we're gonna get 4K.
E- Eventually. Yeah, get them while they're hot. The logos are cute, honestly. Like they really do work. The I have notes one, I've been begging for that one since we started. Like to me, that and yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah.
It feels real. It makes this feel real. So hopefully it does work. But yeah, but let's jump into Sinners. Ready?
Let's go.
Thank you for welcoming us into your headphones. My name is Chum.
And I'm Smoke. No.
I should have said I was stacked. Anyway,
You
this is
want me
the
to do it?
reviewing.
No, 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 no. We're
Go.
gonna rewind.
Damn
Okay,
it.
come on. Let's go.
Thank you for welcoming us into your headphones. My name is Stack.
I'm Smoke.
Reviewing Sinners. This is the rollback dance with the devil. Trying to leave their troubled lives behind, twin brothers return to their hometown to start again, only to discover that an even greater evil is waiting to welcome them back. The new movie directed by Ryan Coogler, starring Michael B. Jordan again, Miles Caton, Hailey Steinfeld, Wumi Mosaku, Jack O'Connell, Delroy Lindo, Omar Benson Miller, and other colorful characters. Came out in theaters a couple of weeks ago. Right around Holy Week and right around where the Pope decided to bite it. So,
No, that was
that's
JD Vance's fault. That was not Sinners. That was JD.
that's 100% JD Vance's fault. Yes.
You can go fuck yourself, you
Um
babyface piece of shit. I just want to make that clear.
yeah, the beard isn't helping. So yeah, so
Your wife
let's
looks
talk
miserable. I'm just fucking saying.
you definitely fucked that couch, that's what I'm saying. Anyway, so
Oh, oh my God! I just got the joke
you
because I
just
saw
got oh,
someone. No, I saw someone that said that man, this poor woman looks like she's been carrying a couch on her shoulders. I just got the joke. I was like, why couch? And I just put two and two together. Fair. All right, fair enough.
all right. No, okay. Sinners, Ryan Coogler. Coogler has been one of the like undoubted like talents of this new generation. All of his movies are good. Literally all of them range from great to awesome. Between Fruitvale Station, Creed, both Black Panthers, and now Sinners. This is his first original piece, his first like not based on any pre-existing material, and it's true what they say, he's got the sauce, and he basically this is his blank check movie, like in the same way we talked about last week about Mickey 17 being Bong Joon-ho's blank check movie. This is Coogler's blank check movie. Totally original, two brothers during Prohibition era, escape from having worked in Chicago with Al Capone, with all this money, with all this liquor, and they decide to put on their own joint. And it has its supernatural twist. It has very much a almost like a Western vibe. And my God, is this not the biggest surprise of the year? I mean, it's not really a surprise because like we knew that it was gonna be good. Like
Yeah.
the second that they said Ryan Coogler, Michael B. Jordan, tween movie, vampire movie, I was like, I am so in. This is what cinema is about, baby. Like this is what it should be.
Mhm.
And did not disappoint, exceeded expectations. Maybe, and it's one of those cases where like both the box office and the critics agree and the audiences agree. This might be the most special movie of the year.
Mhm.
What did you think about Sinners?
So I want to say this. I do
Yeah,
want us to go to talk about the movie in order because there's so much praise that it's very easy if we just start shooting random shit that we're gonna miss some stuff. So I do want to talk about the movie in order. But to
yeah,
give a quick summation, we need more films like this. This is not me throwing a stone, this is me giving them credit. This reminds me of something like Rush Hour or A Knight's Tale, like a movie that in theory shouldn't work, but because of the execution and the star and the ability of the cast and the passion of them, it fucking worked. So I want to say that. That's the first thing. We need more movies like this. We need more authors like Ryan Coogler. We need more original ideas like this. We need more execution like this. We need more passion like this. It Film would only be better off if we had more Ryan Cooglers. That's again, I don't want to miss anything, so I'm not going to praise anything yet. But I want to say that we need more of this because it was fucking amazing. Um,
I 100% agree. I think like I mentioned, Coogler is
Outstanding, and
outstanding.
even with the handicap, he's amazing. The handicap being, and I don't want to hark on this one too much. Black Panther 2 was tough, obviously, with the passing of Chadwick Boseman. Um, but like he still found a way to make it work and make it a good movie.
Yeah.
Um, to his credit, that to me tells me he's a generational talent, right? The only other guy that's been able to pull off a film well after the unfortunate passing of the star like that was was it Justin Lin who did the Fast and Furious the after Paul Walker passed?
But that was James Wan.
James Wan was it? Okay, so it was James Wan. James Wan
Yeah.
is the only other director I can think of that's a generational talent. That's like, dude, how did you pull that off? You had the biggest handicap. So again, Ryan Coogler, amazing author, amazing creator, amazing writer. Please, can we get more of him? Give him another blank check. I can't wait to see what he does next.
I hope all of his movies are just blank check movies. I just want him to go crazy on everything he does.
Well, as I understand it, he is working on the script for Black Panther 3. Although I
Oh
don't know
yeah.
if it's gonna work with this reboot that's coming up of the MCU. I don't know what's gonna happen,
It's not gonna
but
be a reboot exactly.
I'm sure they're gonna hit like a soft reset button on some level.
I don't think so. I'm gonna
Okay.
disagree with you on that one. And we do have one like news, well, not news, but like when the Gladiator 2 press tour was happening,
Mhm.
somebody asked Denzel Washington, it's like, hey Denzel, like, how did you feel about wearing the robes and the rings and everything? And he was like, let me tell you something. I'm gonna be in Black Panther 3.
Yeah.
And I was like, nobody asked you that, okay, but whatever. And then they asked Coogler about it when he was in the Sinners press tour, and I was like, so how do you feel that Denzel basically like said that? And he was like, I'm not gonna ask Denzel Washington to apologize to me. Like, I'm not gonna fucking do that. Like,
You shut the fuck up and you say thank you.
yeah, you no, I said thank you. Yeah. So I was like, so at least we know that he's gonna be involved in some way.
Yeah,
Which after seeing this, um, like 100% he's gonna come back to the Black Panther 3. But I'm excited, and of course I'm excited to see that, but I'm excited to see if more something in this direction
definitely.
when he comes back to do original pieces. I mean that feels like a commitment, and I'm glad that he is committed to that. But man, this might be my favorite movie that he's ever done. Like I think I like this movie more than Creed, more than both Black Panthers, more than everything else.
I don't know, man. I've rewatched Creed quite a few times, but let's dive into it. So, okay.
Yeah,
Let's start from the beginning because again, there's a lot of praise to be heaped, but I feel like we need some structure, otherwise we're gonna miss stuff.
yeah,
So, okay. Film opens. Technically, it opens at the end, but we're gonna skip that for a minute. It opens with the twins coming back to their hometown in Clarksdale, Mississippi. The twins were originally in Chicago, right? Smoke and Stack. They stole money from the gangs of Chicago, came back home to dance with the devil that they do know, buy a bar, and they want to open a jukebox place, right? But they need to recruit people. They start off with their cousin, Sammy, who knows how to play guitar very well. So to start, Ryan Coogler did an amazing job of setting the scenery itself, right? Rich characters with rich history. It doesn't have to be spoon-fed to us. A simple conversation gives us everything we need. There's a point where Sammy is talking to his dad, and it's very clear his dad hates the fact that he plays music, right?
yeah,
It's the devil's, that's devil music or whatnot. Additionally, there's also the whole bit about the twins who are simply hard-nosed but caring people. They ask Sammy, "Hey, did your dad lay hands on you?"
yeah.
No, not unless he has to. Like Mama normally, corrects us if she ever has to. Strong sense of moral compass. Kugler's masterful at that, man. Like very subtly. the twins are giving us their moral compass without saying we're good guys. It's, hey man, do they hit you? No? All right, good.
Yeah.
You know,
And
little
and
things
that,
like
that's
that.
something really interesting because every poster is gonna have Michael B. Jordan at the front and center. But Miles Cadden, who plays Sammy, he's pretty much the main character. Like he's
Yeah,
pretty
which
much the
I thought was
protagonist.
interesting.
Yeah, I mean, which makes sense. Like they're not like this is his first and only role. Like it's his debut performance. And
Introducing.
like yeah, and and I understand that they can't put him like right at the front of the poster, but man, he's great in this. Like
Mhm.
the way that he was able to do the accent. Apparently, he didn't even know how to play guitar. Like he learned it for the role, which is like great. Because like, and I
Wow.
hope he succeeds, and I hope he gets a lot of a lot of diverse roles and everything. But this is a heck of a debut, and something that I really liked at the beginning of the movie, like the first, I'll say like third or like half of the movie is just them recruiting people and like gathering up a crew to open up this juke place that night. And like there's even moments where the brothers are saying like, let's push it for next week, and they're like, no, 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 we gotta do it tonight. Like we gotta like
Now's the
do it
time.
now. Yeah, and so they recruit young Sammy. They recruit Delta Slim, played by Delroy Lindo, who gives probably the funniest performance of the movie. He is great. I mean, I think everyone knows him from that video on the news, but yeah, you'll know the one. Uh, but he's great. He's given a lot of really good performances. And they also recruit Omar Benson Miller, who plays Cornbread, also one of the funniest characters in the movie. Uh, and every interaction that they have, you just know that they have history with every character that they bump into. Same thing happens when they run into the Chows, who run a general store,
Yeah.
which has a great like oneer scene where they just don't cut while they're running and going around. This place that they visit, it feels lived in. It feels like there's a history. It feels like there's community in there, which makes it all tied together. There was a moment halfway through the movie, like when they were barely heading to the barn, where I was like, they haven't even introduced the vampire element, and I could just watch them do this. Like I could just watch a
Yeah.
movie about them just putting up this bar place. I was so entertained by it. Yeah,
Well, part of what I like though is also like the little things that aren't exactly necessary. For example, when it's a smoker stack that goes into town. I'm trying to remember. I think it's Smoke.
that's smoke. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay, so when Smoke goes back into town, and he parks the car and he asks the little girl, "Hey, do me a favor, wash the vehicle. How much money you want?" I don't know. I'll give you a dime. Okay, I'll take a dime. No, no, no. Now we're negotiating.
yeah.
$1. No, 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 no.
That's so funny because like I saw that scene and I was like, oh, he's gonna love this scene because like that's some shit you would pull. Like that's
Yeah, but not just that though. It's the fact that like that wasn't necessary. That padded the runtime, but it was perfect for their characters. It was perfect to see the world that we're lived in. It speaks to them, but also it's that little stuff that isn't necessary. Realistically, you give me an editor, I can cut this movie into 90 minutes, but that 90 minutes is heartless. It's
yeah,
these extra minutes of shit that's not necessary that gives it life.
yeah.
That's important.
Same thing with there's a later scene where like so he asked this girl to like watch the car and
Yeah.
like hit the bell if like somebody comes in. So these two guys try to rob the car
Oh
and then
man.
straight up shoots them in the leg and he's like, why'd you have to shoot him? It's like because they were gonna go around and tell the story about how they almost robbed us. Like
Yeah.
I'm gonna give them something to show for it, like doing
Yeah.
them a favor in a way.
And then he walks in and he's like, "Hey, some guys are gonna need stitches outside." He pays the guy what, an extra like $3. Hey, you stitch him up. I got you. Like, which also again speaks volumes to the fact that they're not new. They're known in town, which
Yeah.
I can't speak for you, but I can speak for myself. That sense of camaraderie and community when you've been of somewhere so long that people just know you when you walk in, it's rare nowadays, but that is still commonplace in at least the valley. Like,
Okay.
it's common to walk into a place that you've been to a million times. Oh, hey, how you been? It's been a minute or whatever. Catch up for a second.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know if that's Southern, strictly Southern. Granted, they're not in Texas, they're in Mississippi, which, I'm not going to fault them for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, fuck you, Mississippi. You and all your I's and S's. Anyway, um, but to have that camaraderie, sense of community, it's a wonderful thing to have. And seeing that in this movie, I loved every second of that. The introduction of the characters, the introduction of all the characters also. Like there's not a moment of wasted time in a sense of storytelling when it's like knowing who someone is. Even the part when they go recruit Cornbread.
Cornbread. That bit with his wife was hilarious.
I'm gonna give you so much money, she'll wanna kiss your pecker. What the fuck did you just say? And the wife just turns around, how much?
How much money?
But just and he's
Then
like, "You're okay with this?" I'm pregnant. Of course I'm okay with this.
no, but like I love that they do that, and then Smoke just goes like, "That's a good woman you got there.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
a good woman."
That's perfect. And then the part, I think it's before they get Stack. I mean before they get Cornbread, when Sammy's just playing and blasting and
Oh, love that scene where he just goes,
the music is beautiful, but also I love seeing how proud the cousins are of him. Like there's so
yeah,
much pride in the community and their victories of each other and hey, you're gonna be a dad or dude, you're amazing on that guitar. Like that, you don't see that enough nowadays. Pride in other, your victories are my victories, that communal sense, right? Not just
yeah,
necessarily in the African American community, not just in the Black community, but in general, right? Like just being happy for each other's victories is not something that's very common nowadays. So to
yeah.
see that, I love that. That makes me love this movie that much more.
Yeah, and I like how there's a lot of layers to these characters, and I like that they're revealed little by little. Big element that we're gonna talk about this movie is the introduction of the character of Mary, played by Hailey Steinfeld.
Let's jump in the
Uh,
mirror.
yeah, so she comes in. After they bring Smoke and Sammy to meet Delroy Lindo and like to recruit him and take him back so that he can play the piano on the bar. They meet up with Mary, and immediately they don't have to tell you like he doesn't have to go up to Sammy and be like, I have a history with her. I used to be with. No, they do it all by dialogue. And Hailey Steinfeld is such an incredible performer. I mean, she was nominated for an Oscar when she was 14, and ever since then she's been like on this
Yeah, you're
hill.
right.
Yeah, she's been great. Every single performance that she's done has been great. So when they announced that she was going to be part of this cast, I was like, she's going to be awesome. Like I just know it. And I love that the introduction was like they portray her first as this like Southern Belle character. The accent that she does is both very funny and very like very,
Offensive.
very much not
No, not
offensive.
offensive. I'm
We'll
JK.
get to that. We'll get to that. But no, like the way that they start talking, because like she looks like this very like posh woman, and then like the first line of dialogue is him going like, "I told you to stay away, Mary," and then and then she just goes like, "Oh, I would have, but what was it? But then you
You
stuck your
stuck your
tongue down my
tongue in
cooch."
my in
You
cooch
stuck your
and
tongue
fucked me
down,
so hard
down
that I
my
changed my
cooch and
mind.
fucked me so hard, and like she does it with that voice, and I was like, "Oh my God." Like I was like, I was clutching my pearls. I was like, my God, like,
Bam!
man,
You're in public.
yeah. But no, she fits great in this, and it brings an extra layer of like this because they're all part of this community, and they mentioned that she's an eighth black,
Yeah,
but she grew up there.
yeah.
She is part of the community.
She's
You
Eminem.
can
She's honorary part of the community.
because she was born and raised there, so she knows the struggle and everything. And throughout just dialogue,
Mhm.
they confirm that she is married to this white man, and but that they're aware that if someone from the clan discovers that she's even an eighth black, they're not gonna consider her white like at all.
No,
So it's mostly that to like quote unquote protect her, or like that's why Smoke, you know, pretty
stayed
much
away.
pushed her away. Yeah, or pushed her away. Yeah,
Yeah. Well, also there's also the factor of like the fact that she even says like you never visited because it's understood that her mother took care of all of them, right? Like that's
yeah.
part of the community is hey, someone has to stay home to take care of the kids while the rest of us work. Okay, you'll stay home, take care of the kids, we'll pay you. Like again, that sense of community, they grew up together. Like it was one big sense of family. They're all in this. So no, I love all that as well. Mary's character is fucking hilarious, and I loved her in it.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some moment where apparently it came out that Haile Steinfeld is actually 1/8 black. There's like a
Okay.
yeah, so there's some moment. There's one scene when I don't want to jump too ahead, but when they're finally at the bar,
Uh,
and she walks in, and Sammy tries to like kind of usher her away.
mm.
And she goes like, "Boy, get the fuck out of my face!" And I just went like, "Hi, Miss Steinfeld. That 1/8 black is working overtime. Like that's well done.
It's only
Like
good 1/8 of the time. Fuck out.
no, like it no, but she went there and I was like, my goodness, like Jesus. And but also like something that you mentioned, that part of the community, like the second that Cornbread sees her like walking to the bar, he's ready to like kick her out. But then he goes like, "Are you little Mary? Come on in!"
Yeah, he's
Like
like, I
immediately.
miss you. Like, because
Yeah.
again, that sense of community is I think maybe at the heart of this film. But another theme I do want to mention and talk about, which I'm sorry, as you're talking, I'm like, oh yeah, I want to mention this. Notes.
Yeah. You have
Is
notes.
Delta Slim.
Yeah.
So I want to talk about him real quick. Yes, he's a funny character, but also he is a tragic character, I would argue, right?
Yeah.
He's a drunk, right? I'm going to sidestep that for a sec. He mentions in the film, and it's one of the larger themes of the film, he mentions that he was on death row and that he was going to be killed, him and other guys. However, he was spared because of his ability to play music. They liked it so much that they let him live. There is something to be said about how, let's call it like it is, Anglo people, white people, the white racists, at the time and even still nowadays, will enjoy a culture, but will condemn the very people of that culture in that sense, stealing their music, taking away their, the qualities that they like. Oh, we'll take your food and we'll take your culture, but you can go to hell and die. That sense of theft, right? I think there's something to be said in this film, and again, I will talk to it when we get to the Irish Jig, but Slim is tragic in that sense because man, can you imagine all your friends were killed, but just because you knew how to play the play the harmonica, they don't kill you? Just
Mhm.
damn. It speaks volumes to everything else that's going on. But then we get to I want to say Smoke, Smoke's wife. So I want to talk about her introduction.
Oh, Annie. Yeah.
And man, that
That was emotional.
yes, because
And again, just showing. They don't tell you, they just show it. Yeah.
well, he doesn't even have to say much. He just, he comes up to a grave and you can tell like it's
It's a
what did
baby.
they have there? Was it like a toy? It was like it was for a child, clearly.
It was a toy and like a little bottle of milk, like a
Yeah.
little glassware of milk. Yeah.
And you could tell it was for a child and he's just putting
Yeah.
flowers down and you don't even have to ask,
Yeah.
it. And I maybe look straight up, it did hit me a little harder, obviously now,
Of
but
course.
like
Yeah.
it's tragic. And see, my interpretation, I thought their marriage fell apart because of that. Obviously, he ran up north, he had to go to war and stuff, but it seems like there is unresolved issues there, not just, you know?
Yeah. And when they go and talk, and something else that adds a lot, another layer of like a little bit of magic in there is that she is kind of like I don't know
Voodoo.
what's the word for it. Yeah, she does. She does like there's something mystical in there with her, and
Yeah.
she has like her own shop, and you could tell that she's like selling to kids. And there's another layer with like the whole using like the plantation credits instead of like real money.
Mm,
And but there's a moment where like the two of them are kind of going on this back to back where like Annie is telling him like uh like saying that she believes in all this, and Smoke being like, I don't, like the only real like power that exists is in money. And then she shows that he's wearing like this little like voodoo like bag, like this
mm,
little magic bag that she's holding. And just by her being like, but you still wore it,
mm.
like everything like breaks down. Like she like he goes like, I never needed this. And she goes like, how do you know that I wasn't there like calling out to
Protect-
the spirit? Yeah, like for you two, for you to come back safe. And I like that it's even like some like turn, like there's a moment where he kind of turns and goes like, well, why didn't that help our baby? And she goes,
mm,
I don't know, but it sure as shit worked with you. And yeah, just all of these layers
mhm,
for all of this community, like it shows all of the other, and it's so easy to follow, and it's so accessible. Like it does never feels slow, never feels jaded. It's so well established. Like you say that you hit it like right in the head when you said like if you cut this to 90 minutes, it would be heartless. Like all of these little spaces and silences and moments make the movie just more alive.
Definitely.
And that whole like sense when they're going to the bar and like they have that little crew and they're setting up the tables and they're doing the food and like the fact that he goes up to pretty much like his ex-wife and be like nobody cooks like better than you, like we need you here, like it's important, like it's going to add like an extra layer of like we're going for the music, we're going for the drinking, we're going for the food, like we're going for all of this. And this is all introduced to us before they even introduce the supernatural element of the vampires, which
Yeah. You
I
want to talk about the
couldn't believe.
vampires now?
Let's fucking go, man.
Dude,
Like
their introduction, just the introduction, right? Because here's the thing.
when Jack O'Connell
Remick,
just like literally jumps into frame, like from the sky, like
here's the thing though. Remick is not exactly a full-on bad guy. Now we'll dive into his negative traits, but I would argue he's not a fucking Darth Vader or a Thanos. He's not a straight up villain. He's just trying to survive on some level. Yes, he's not a good person, but like he's being hunted and he's just trying to survive. Again, he's not a good dude, but calling him evil is not exactly on point because he does have an appreciation for life and for music. He's a stand-in for other things as well. Bear in mind, the Irish nowadays are celebrated to a certain level. Back
yeah,
then, the Irish, there's even a book, famous book called The Irish, How the Irish Became White. Because at the time, in this film and during the story, the Irish were seen as dirty. They're not proper white, they're dirty. They were sought down, they were looked down upon. And you see him being hunted, rightfully so, hunted by Native Americans who know this motherfucker is a zombie. We need to take him out. I like how they
yeah.
go, they try to talk to the two white people. Hey, we know there's a guy here, he's dangerous. No, he's not. All right, we did our best. Y'all want to fuck around? Y'all are gonna find out. You have a good one.
You know what's my favorite part about that?
What?
That they straight up did not show up in the rest of the movie. They
Yeah, they're like, all
they
right,
straight
y'all
up
want
went like,
that?
all right, deuces. Like they were like, you fucking deal with this. Like deuces. Like we're out.
Look, they stay off our area. I couldn't give two shits. Um,
No, like straight up the fact that they committed to being like, all right, your problem then. Like,
Yeah. Oh shit.
uh,
We forgot to mention when the
yeah.
twins are dealing with the racist old dude to buy the
Oh,
land.
with the to buy the land, yeah,
And it's essentially like straight up like the guy is even plotting like, you're not the first people to try and buy this. It's very obvious. He plans on robbing them or killing them, taking back the barn again, and then selling it again. It's like a repeat scheme, right?
yeah.
Oh yeah, you have a chance to move up in the world until we don't let you. That's when the brothers even tell him straight up, "Hey, we see any one of you, we're gonna blow you away. Let's make that clear. But we will get back to that later."
Thought I heard something. Sorry.
I was gonna say, is there
Did I?
murder in the house? Uh,
Can can you hear it too? No,
no.
no. No. I just. All right. Never mind.
Uh,
Yeah.
so
There's
according to
that. Yeah. So they start to do the thing. First of all, let's talk a little bit about. So Jack O'Connell plays Remick, who plays this Irish umpire, pretty much. Um, can I just say that, like, yes, he was evil. He was so fucking funny, man.
oh, he was great.
I thought he was so like. I don't want to jump too ahead, but like the moment when he knocks on the door and they start playing like the little jig, and they ask him to stop, and Jordan just goes like, "Y'all clan," and he just goes like, "Sir,"
I'm
like.
offended.
Like we believe in equality. Like that little like sir. Like it was so funny, man. Like just I've been that and I think that sir and the I don't want to jump too ahead, but like when Sammy's trying to escape like at the top part of the thing and
Yeah.
like he walks in and he goes, Sammy! Like that's become like a thing that I've just been quoting. Like, I've just been like, Sammy! Like, just like the whole
He
time.
he needs a villain to sink his teeth into that's like a straight up villain that he can just be like charismatic with. Like,
Jack O'Connell has been one of those actors that it's not appreciated enough,
yeah.
but every guy that has come out of Skins has had this thing where like they're incredibly talented, all of them. Between him, Daniel Kaluuya, fucking Dev Patel, like literally every Nicholas Hoult, fucking Kaya Scodelario, like literally every guy, every person that has come out of
Skins.
Skins, yeah, they've all like turned out to be great actors. And Jack O'Connell is really good in this movie called Money Monster. I don't know if you've seen it.
No, is it the one
Um,
with George Clooney?
yeah, that's the one. So he's
Okay.
the young guy that like comes in with a strap with a bomb. It's great.
Ah,
Great movie. And I think this is his best performance yet. He's so funny and yet both characters. Because like I have never in my life thought an Irish dance could be intimidating, but they found a way, like an Irish jig, like that. They found a way to
make
make
it
it like
intimidating.
yeah. And the song is great too.
Oh
Like
yeah. No, so okay, I can't wait to get to that, but I want to talk about the jukebox opening, the juke joint,
yeah,
the juke joint opening night. People
yeah.
are arriving, they're having a good time. They're trying to get more and more people in, right, to have a good time. You see the chaos of it, like, oh, we need more food, we need more of this. Oh, look, there's gambling over there. Fuck, this guy just got sliced. All this stuff's going on. And then we have Sammy playing. So can we talk about that right now?
Might be the scene of a generation, man.
Just apparently, Ryan Coogler said that it took them months to plan out the scene and it had to be choreographed with multiple units, and they were able to get it in one shot. But it was legitimate one shot.
Yeah.
Um,
I heard that they brought in Christopher Nolan and his wife to assist them with using the IMAX camera for that scene.
I believe it. I believe it. Nolan is the expert. I think
Yeah.
maybe Coogler may be his successor because Coogler, I mean, he used IMAX to its fullest extent in this.
They have a very similar career, both cool original, cool adaptations, and good comic book movies. Like,
I mean, I
yeah,
will stack the Dark Knight trilogy against the Black Panther trilogy. That's a very good sextuple feature.
yeah,
Yeah, sextuple feature.
not far off. But Jesus Christ, that scene, like that's like because the movie starts with this little like introduction where they mention that music can help bring conjure spirits of past, present,
Ah,
and future.
yeah,
And not just past, present, and future,
correct.
because that moment where he starts singing and we start to see uh native people like dancing and like they're all decked up in like their outfits, and then we see a DJ booth, and then we see people doing the crip walk, and then we see like and then because the chows are there too, there's a little bit of like that Asian also
Yeah.
thing going on. But I was mesmerized. I couldn't believe what I was watching, and the fact that they literally had the roof on fire. My
The roof is on
goodness.
fire.
Literally the roof was on fire. Like, and they did it on purpose. Like it's my goodness, like that amazing, just incredible, incredible all and all around. Yeah.
They I Coogler did something I didn't know wasn't possible until he did it, which was he found a way to visually represent music throughout time. I
Yeah.
had never seen it done that way before, and I'm sure we're gonna see it done a million times since. But the fact that he was able to give us a visual representation of music throughout the ages to other people being called back, just again, outstanding work by Coogler in every way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, no notes right now. Like
Uh,
there's no way I could have done it better. If anything, I'll say this much. Um, I also love how it is very inclusive on other people's rel not religions, but other people's cultures, right? Like I can
yeah.
imagine if they had a Hispanic couple there, right? Let's say there was I don't know, delivery guy, whatever, but he's Hispanic, right? He's up in the mountain stuff. I imagine they would have had old school mariachis or maybe even Aztec dancers. I can see Ryan Coogler being able to utilize every aspect of that. And again, he has my utmost respect for it. Easily, probably the standout sequence of the film.
Definitely. I think it's the scene that we're gonna talk about the most, like in the coming years, and it's gonna be the most celebrated scene. Forgot to mention one element about this movie, and yeah, forgot to mention Jamie Lawson who plays Perlene.
Oh,
Uh,
yes.
yeah. So it's this woman that young Sammy meets at the train station, and who explicitly mentions that she's married, and he
Mhm.
does this thing where like he goes like she goes, "I'm married," and he goes, "Happily." Like,
Yeah.
and you can tell that that confidence comes from him being with his cousins. Like
Yeah.
like if he was by himself, he wouldn't do that shit.
No,
But
yeah.
there's like a but there's like a thing, and like I don't know because I don't have older cousins. Like I am the oldest of my cousins, but
Uh-huh.
I know that if that like when I was younger and I would be like with like some older like kids, I would be like, yes, I'm also like
I too am an adult.
yes, I too am an adult. Yeah. So he pulls that off great and he invites her to come to the bar, which she does.
Mhm.
So you know, they have like this little like flirtationship kind of going on in the movie. And she's enthralled also during that scene because like she's dancing. It even like cuts to another scene where because she mentioned that she's a singer, you
Mhm.
know, she's working late because she's a singer. And she gets there and she sings. And
Mhm.
that whole sequence where she's like singing and like crawling on the floor and everyone is like jumping and stomping and clapping at the same time. Like, my God, I was just like on the floor by that whole like that the whole sequence where like both Sammy and her are there performing one after the other.
Yeah.
And starts to turn, starts to go in like all different directions. We start to see Delta Slim playing. We start to see both Smoke and Stack like getting like kind of concerned about the money and everything because like because like this plot needs to keep moving.
Yeah.
But there's a really funny moment where we didn't mention this, but there's a moment where like when Smoke is driving, no, Stack is driving the car and
Yeah.
he's got Sammy with him and he starts to tell him about the clitters. Like he starts to tell him like there's this button,
Like
you can
ice
find
cream.
it. Yeah. And then he does that like with Perlene. And the funniest part is that he comes in, he doesn't like knock the door, opens it, like hears him, and then he just goes like, boy found that button. Boy found that button immediately.
Yeah, he's proud of him.
Like yeah, it's just like yeah,
Which also, okay, can I jump? Okay, so
yeah,
before we get to the Irish jig, before we get to Mary getting turned and stuff, I also want to mention one other thing. Um, this movie did get a lot of praise also for breaking stereotypical norms when it comes to beauty, right? The fact
yeah,
that Michael B. Jordan's character got with Haley Steinfeld is typical, right? Sammy getting with Perlene is typical. Michael B. Jordan getting with Annie was touted as something as
what
breaking norms because she's not traditionally beautiful, right? Like, which I'm gonna say this right now, typical standards of beauty are bullshit, but regardless of that, I am glad that Coogler did something like that. The fact that he was like, no, everyone's beautiful in this. Props
yeah,
to him for that, by the way.
yeah,
There was significant praise online for that, so I did want to point that out. Good
hmm,
job, sir.
yeah. No, she's great. She's great in the movie. Like you really believe that she like commands both what she's doing and you
Her,
know,
her confidence radiates.
Stack. Yeah,
Like she commands the
yeah,
scene when she's there.
yeah. And Smoke also. Like
Yeah.
she's pretty much like you can tell that she did a little bit of racing him as well. Like
Well, you can tell Smoke, like, I mean, he'll fucking fight anyone, but if Annie tells him something, yes, ma'am.
yes,
Like,
ma'am.
we all need that
It's
one.
just like
Yeah, yeah,
like
pretty much. Yeah.
I'm
Um,
set like immediately.
uh, but
Um,
but then Mary, so you know, the vampires show up, they fuck off. Mary goes to try and get some money out of them, and that's when we get Remix kind of whole his ideology as far as like we're not
yeah,
racist. Like we don't think of it in that way. We're a family. We're a cult, essentially a cult. They're a unit, right? Where they can find comfort in each other. You know, he even I think he mentions at one point the two people he's with, by the way, are clan members. Like they are part of the KKK, which now that they share a hive mind, they're no longer racist.
yeah,
Like, sorry, that's just the way it works. And then he bites Mary. She gets turned. She goes back into the farmhouse, and God, her and Michael B. Jordan mess around a bit. And then that's when fucking there's chaos happening, right? One dude gets slit in the face during a poker game. Cornbread has to go outside to go take a piss, and he gets jumped. And
yeah.
that's when Annie begins to be like, "Wait a fucking second, why can't you come
Something's
in
up.
without us inviting you in?"
Yeah, that I thought was really cool. I'll be honest, I really wish the trailers didn't spoil that both Stack and Mary get turned because
Yeah.
or I wish I didn't know that. That's literally like my only thing. But that whole sequence where like so Mary gets
Gets
turned.
turned.
She turns Smoke and no Stack, sorry. And then she runs away almost giggling like because they try to kill her. They try to shoot her immediately. She
Oh
goes
yeah,
like
doesn't Smoke like unleash hell, like shoot her in the gut a bunch of times?
yeah, like a ton, but she just stands up and like leaves with like her face covered in blood.
Yeah.
And then they just kind of leave him there in the room. And Annie immediately goes like, "I know this is a tough time. We have to get him outside because this shit ain't normal." Um, and they don't like he like Stack asks him to to leave him there. Sorry, Smoke asked him to like leave him there, but which like I can't imagine like that's your brother, you know, that's so and they're twins, like there's a bond there. But they got him, they got Cornbread, and they do a very interesting thing here, which is yeah, when he tries to come back and he goes like, "Let me in," and immediately like Annie clocks him, like, and she goes like, "How come?" And I like that everyone else kind of followed her reign, like they like no one doubted her, like everyone
Yeah, they kind of
was
like,
like
okay, she's the default, she's the de facto knowledge of this.
she like if she's gonna say something, like it's because she's feeling something, you know. So they do that, and then they do like this little like cat and mouse game where they're like, "Is should we let him in? What are we missing here?" And Cornbread is like almost like if he's high, like he goes like, "We're here to love each other, man. Like, what are we doing?"
Yeah.
And then he ends up being like, "Okay, fine, just pay me my money and then I'll go." And that was like a little jump scare that they do when he pulls out the money and it's like, "Careful,
Yeah.
careful," and like he
And
tries to buy it. Yeah,
yeah.
just worked really
Which
well that moment. Yeah,
which the dumbest thing that they could have done is told everyone go home. Like, why the f you idiots? Why would you do that? You're
yeah. I mean,
sending cattle out to slaughter. Worst
they
case they
didn't
die.
know.
No, best case they die. Worst case they get turned into vampires. There are more problems you got to deal with.
Yeah, and then they do this thing where they have the chows,
Yeah.
and Grace, the wife, you can tell she's like, I'm out, like get me out of here.
Yeah.
Um, so she tells her husband, Bo, like, "Hey, go get the car for us," and he goes like, "Yeah, sure, I'll get big strong man, I'll go get the car." And it's
Yeah.
like, and then he goes, and they're like, "Oh shit, he's outside. What do we do now?
Yeah.
What is happening?" Because like they see like Cornbread like fucking mutilated like on the floor, and then Bo just walks in like, "All right, honey, I have the car. Like, let's get out of here." And they're like, "Dude, did you see that Cornbread's on the floor?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, there he is. All right, let's go." Like
Oh man.
that hurt, man. And then they add an extra layer, which I really like. They're like, "Well, we're outside. You guys are inside. You think you can just wait for night to be over? Don't you have a daughter?
Yeah. Maybe
Like,
we'll
like
go
we're
pay her a
gonna go.
visit.
Yeah, we're gonna go give little Lisa a visit, and that gives like an extra layer, you know, like an extra
Well,
thing.
well, the part where Remick like, and to me, this like the husband in me like flared up when he was like, "Oh, we're a hive mind. I know everything." Like the where you like to be licked.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, you
He
motherfucker. Like that.
didn't he even like speak Chinese at one point?
Yeah. That's why I was like, you mother. No, I think it was French.
No, it was
The
Chinese.
Chinese? Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm not good with other dialects, but the fact is like I was like, you son of a bitch.
Yeah.
That pissed me off. Um, and then I want to talk about the Irish jig and then the bum rush. So the Irish jig, the part where they're all, dancing and singing that one big song, and there's a circle going around, and it's very malice in nature. That to me was also a big message of the film, which is he assimilated these multiple communities, right? Whether white, black, Asian American, right? With vast multicultural differences, right? He assimilated all of them to his culture, right?
Yeah.
It's not like how it was in the barn where you can have all these different cultural elements all swinging together. No, everyone is going to do my thing because I'm in charge. That I think speaks volumes. That I think that might be the primary message in this film as far as like the assimilation of cultures by, again, let's be honest here, Anglo people in the United States, right? They love margaritas, they love sombreros, they hate a lot of them hate the immigrants, right? You like the culture, you hate the people. That was one of the biggest things in this film, and to me, that made me go, okay, you might not be the bad guy, but you need to die.
They do something also pretty fun here, which is one of my favorite lines in the movie is when Stack starts to get up.
Mhm.
Starts to get up and like they notice that they're like did he die? Like why is he up? And they go like, brother, like, are you okay? And he goes like, they go like, Stack, is that you? And he goes, no, fool, it's Jim Crow. Get me out of here. Like,
Yeah.
no,
Also,
like they, yeah, go ahead.
no, you first.
Oh, I was gonna say like, no, they just moved it along. Like he stabs and like kicks the door pretty much. And
Yeah.
I like that every time that one of them would like leave like the barn, they would do like this very joyous like giggle. They would be like, "We're gonna kill you!" and they would just like leave.
Yeah.
Super fun. And I like that after that moment, for some reason, and this is the only part that like kind of felt like a little unbalanced. So throughout the first half of throughout the first like two-thirds of the movie, Delta Slim, he talks about like he mentions being a drunk, being like this tragic history, and then in the last third, he just becomes like the comedic foil to this whole thing.
Mhm.
Like he starts crack like every line that he does is about like it's a joke. And I was
Yeah.
like, didn't weren't you talking about being like
Because he
enslaved
knows
like
he's gonna die.
30 minutes ago? Like that was a wild turn. Like yeah, like
Because he
there's a
knows he's
moment where
gonna
like
die.
where like they pull him out and then he just goes like, y'all smell something? Like what? I think I just shit myself. Like
Yeah.
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 So it's funny. It's just like a little like unbalanced how he went from like super serious to like, you know,
That.
that. Yeah. But no, he works. Like he like people still laughed at my screening. People still laughed.
Yeah.
And so we're kind of gearing up to like there's gearing up for them to like either fight them like either wait inside while like do like getting like steaks and silver and everything, and then they do a beautiful homage to The Thing where they all eat the piece of garlic to like discover if any of them have been
Oh
bit.
yeah.
Yeah, and like Perlene is like I don't like it. Can I skip? And they go like, you bitch, like just fucking eat the garlic. Like
And she's like, look, if I throw up, I'm not a vampire. I just
yeah,
hate
it's just
garlic.
I just hate garlic. And then she goes like, you didn't even have the pickled ones? Like they even go through that. But yeah, beautiful homage to The Thing. I think it's I love I love
Really?
when a modern when a movie that's gonna be a modern classic pays tribute to like a classic. Like it's
Yeah.
and it fit. Like it all fit there. And then in a fit of rage, like while they're all like kind of touting outside, in a fit of rage, Grace lets them in. Like she yells like, "Come on in, you motherfuckers!" while she's preparing a Molotov
Yeah.
cocktail. It felt like Avengers Endgame, man. It felt like let them
No.
in. It was awesome, man.
That's actually okay. I want to hear your positive thoughts, and I will tell you what I didn't like. You go first.
About what? About this whole scene?
Yeah.
I mean, I can't even be mad at Grace. She had already lost her husband. She thought she was gonna lose her kid too. I get it. I mean, I don't have kids, but like I kind of get it. Uh, and besides, I like that everyone else didn't really get mad at her. They all kind of like were like, all right, we're ready. You know, we might as well like fucking go for it. And she dies like immediately, like in the arms of like her husband, just like both, in a fire.
Yeah.
Have never seen that in a movie. I'll tell you that. Yeah, so that I thought that scene works. Like it was very easy to follow. Like everyone like kind of chasing each other, fighting each other. We even get a scene where Delta Slim kind of sacrifices himself
Yeah.
for us so that everyone can escape. And before this whole thing happens, Annie, Smoke's wife, like she goes like, if I get bit, like you have to kill me like immediately, like no question, like promise me you'll do it. And I like how they subverted that. Like she gets bit, he kills her, like he stabs her like through the chest, and all of the vampires start hurting. Like
Yeah.
they have this hive mind mentality because they have like this community thing. Like, no, she was gonna be such a good like addition to like our family. Like, why? No, and they're all like physically like hurting.
Yeah.
I've never seen that done before. That was really interesting. Like the way that they set that up. So I like all of that. What didn't you like about that?
Okay. I it feels like I want to be very clear, by the way, I am not a better filmmaker than Ryan Coogler. I am not claiming that in any capacity. This is not a rewrite. This is just me complaining about something. He is still better than me. Okay, I want to make that very fucking clear. I wish they had drawn out the ending of them in the barn. I thought that was gonna be uh our living dead situation where like they were gonna try to survive, but they each get picked off one by one because for one, I didn't like how I understand it was mayhem and chaotic and that's more realistic. On the other side, though, I wish the character deaths could have had some time to breathe, right? I wish we could have breathed through Annie's death, right? I wish we could have breathed through Delta Slim's death, through Grace's death, right? Through Bo's death. Like give us time to grieve each character's loss rather than it happening so fast. I don't have time to feel anything. I understand what they were going for. And again, I'm not saying I'm better. I'm just saying that's what I wish they had done. Because if they had drawn it out one by one, a death, them trying to hold out in the barn, the power goes out. There's a small fire happening now. What do we do? Maybe they all go out in a group, but one of them gets picked off, right? And Delta Slim is like, y'all go, I'll hold him in the barn, lock it up. Something like that, right? To dwindle the numbers down, right? And Delta Slim is, sacrifices himself, taking out almost half the zombie army, half the vampire army in the barn. Just something along that line would have been perfect, and I would have appreciated it. Unfortunately, that's not what we got, and that's the only negative I can give this film is that.
Okay. All right, but that's more of like that's what your vision
That, that
would have
that's
gone
but that's
into. Yeah.
me. That's me.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I was pretty satisfied with the way that they executed this and how they moved the fighting like downstairs to like the second floor. Because like that whole sequence where they're running up the stairs
Mhm.
and trying to like get away feels
Real?
very much in, yeah, it feels real. It feels like, and like the second that it looks like they're gonna have some freedom, summer like that like Remy
Yeah.
coming in and hitting them both and Stack being like get away, like run, like get the fuck out of it, like Sammy, you run away. um that whole sequence where like he runs, he's trying to get away, and then we see like Remick like jump and like kind of like hover, like right into where he's falling. It
Yeah.
feels terrifying. Like it feels great. And then we have that, and we have Smoke and Stack like fighting like on top, and it I don't have a twin, I don't have a brother, but that must feel pretty insane, to go from an hour ago where everything was normal and then now like
Yeah.
they're fighting to like kill each other, and they cleverly like cut what's going to happen
Yeah.
like until like later. But yeah, so we have this moment where like Sammy is fighting Remick, and we've seen Sammy use this guitar the whole movie. This guitar with like a metal plate, and he hits him with it, and like it stays like sliced into his body, into his head and his brain. It looks amazing. Like it
It
looks
looks
that
painful too.
yeah, but Remick is just laughing about it. He starts to like kind of choke him with his hands, which start to have like claws and look very wyverny. It looks great. And Sammy in his last moments, he can only do what we all atheists do, which is immediately turn to God and like uh,
Have you ever heard the saying there's no atheists in the foxhole?
exactly, yeah, which is true. I'm gonna I'm gonna stay living my life this way, but if I see one sign of the apocalypse coming in, I'm gonna be like, man, bring a preacher because this shit is going down like immediately. So so yeah, so this happens. He starts to say the All Father, I believe, and and we start to see like all these vampires kind of coming in around, and it's raining and it's dark, but I can see everything that's happening, which is great. That's exactly what we want. And like they're all coming in from the sides and from everything. And out of nowhere, here comes Stack and just fucking like stabs him through the back with this other like wooden stake, and it feels like everything is gonna not go their way. We have this incredible moment where he's holding Sammy, kind of going like gearing up to the end, and then the fucking sun comes out. Like
Yeah.
Moses just fucking splits them up, man. It's great. The sequence is great. The way they're all kind of burning and falling. It looks amazing, man. Like this is like visual effects have really come a long way because this looks so good.
What's that sound?
What sound? I don't hear anything. I just hear
Hold
you.
on.
Yep.
Oh, I'm sorry. A video started playing on my computer.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it was wrestling. My bad. I had HBO Max open. I didn't touch it, I swear.
That's fine. All right.
Uh,
So yeah, so that's pretty much the ending. Not the ending, but like the little
the climax, I would say.
climax, yeah. We have this moment where like yeah, they're kind of free of the vampires. They don't even have a moment to like cheer or anything. They immediately just go like, all right, let's fucking like sit down for a second. Let's clean this shit up.
They
And yeah.
so question, what was your interpretation as far as when Remick is holding Sammy by the throat and he tells him, I want your hands, I want your music, and I want your stories.
Yeah.
What did you think of that? Because again, he's not a complete villain, but this motherfucker has to die.
So he really wants him to be part of his community. Like he wants that to be like a part of them. This is shorthand. Every writer knows this. But if there's a character like sitting or standing or swimming in water, it's supposed to represent like a baptism or like an immediate like change or acceptance into like one's faith.
Yeah.
Like so, him holding Sammy like in the water and him saying the Alpha, like every person with like half a brain can like tell like, oh, this is like a baptism, like he's about to be turned, like
Yeah.
he's like in that scene. So that's what Remick wants because like you can tell like because like when he, you know, he's not clan, sir. We believe in equality. Are you saying because of this? Like yeah,
Yeah.
like he doesn't want that. Like he just wants this race to include all races and to like kind of dominate every race, which is if you think about it for too long, it starts to sound a little good. So best not to. It's better not. It's
And
like when my sister watches the Kardashians and I like walk in and I look for a second. And I'm like I'm gonna leave before they start to feel charismatic. Like it's like I have to go. Like I have to walk out. But they have that moment and it's great. You can Remick is like a full character. Doesn't feel like left out, but um Stack pretty much tells Sammy like just go home. Like straight up just go home. And there's this ongoing like a story also of like him seeing them like going to Chicago and coming back with like money and with power and with alcohol and he goes like I should do that. Like I should do that as well. And then being like you don't know what you're doing. Like you don't know like what you're playing at. And Sammy's kind of tired of hearing this from everyone. Like he hears it from
yeah.
his dad. He hears it from like his bosses. He hears it from Perlene, who tells him that he's not a man yet. And then his cousins, who are supposed to be like the people that like are gonna watch over him, like take care of him, are also telling him no. And there's this. He feels stuck. He feels in this like a life that is kind of pre-chosen for him, and he doesn't. He wants to do his own life,
Yeah.
which is gonna tie in at the ending. But at the end, Stack, without realizing that it's a final goodbye, just tell him like, just go, like just go lives into it. We get one final action scene where Stack,
Great action scene behind you.
yeah, where he kills a bunch of clan members that were coming in to just kill them. Which you can tell that this is like the ruse that they've been playing the whole time.
Hmm.
Um, little piece of storytelling that was done just visually. It's a moment where like after he kill like he's waiting for them and he kind of sits down and he tries to roll his own cigarette and he can't do it. Like he
His,
can't really
his
do it.
fingers are still,
Yeah, the still kind of shaky, and like he ends up asking like this guy like, "You got a cigarette?" Like before killing him.
yeah.
But they were seen smoking before, and I don't know. I think it kind of this is very like brother sister. I mean, this is very like brother, very sibling coded, but I have a theory that like
Stack always made
uh
the cigarettes.
yeah, very much so. And like he like Smoke doesn't really know how to.
Hmm.
So and now he's like incomplete, like without them.
Yeah.
But there's a very sweet moment where like he's about to you can because he gets fatally like wounded and he kind of turns and he sees Annie with their kid. I believe it's a girl.
Yeah.
And she goes like, if you put the gun down, you can hold her, and like you can tell that like this is him like kind of embracing, you know,
Yeah.
I
So like,
did,
what's coming next?
yeah, yeah, and he's okay, like he's okay with that, and like he manages to like kill this last clan member and like pass on, like feeling okay.
Hmm.
And we see Sammy completing that scene from the beginning of the movie where he comes back to the church and like face his family. And then we have I don't want to call it an after credit scene. It's an epilogue.
Yeah.
It really is an epilogue. And here's where I'm gonna get a little personal. Because so here's the thing, and this is gonna be what's gonna separate this review, I think, from like everyone else that reviews this movie. Um I I went to see this movie. I've seen this movie twice. The second time I saw it with some friends, I went to IMAX. First time I saw it with my dad. And here's the thing. My dad, he's a classic rock guy. He loves the blues. He loves like a lot of music. Like music is his thing. Like he can tell you from regional to traditional to pop to rock to rap. Like he knows a lot about music. And he raised me and my sister on music. Like my mom is also like into music, but my dad is like a fucking encyclopedia. Like I play this game with him where like we're in public, a song starts playing, and I'll be like, you don't know that song. And he'll be like, I can tell you the song, the album, and the year. Like he is super into it. And so I was alone with him and I wanted to go see the movie and I asked him like, hey, do you want to come see this movie with me? And he goes, I've never heard of it. And I go like, it's Michael B. Jordan vampires. And he goes like, fine, whatever. Like I'm
Yeah.
down. So I took him out. Like we went there, and then the movie starts. He starts wrapping me up. He's having a blast. Like he's having a super fun time. He's loving the score. And then the epilogue starts, and we see an older Sammy played by Buddy Guy. I don't know if you know who Buddy Guy is,
No.
but so the actor playing Sammy, his name is Buddy Guy. He's a real life blues guitar player, an exponent of Chicago blues. He influenced Hendrix, Jimmy Page, Keith Richards, Jeff Beck, Eric Clapton, like all of the legends of guitar that you feel like are old. They all pay their respects to this guy. Okay,
Hmm.
him and BB King are probably like the originators of blues. Okay, so he is a living fucking legend in this.
Hmm.
And he shows up in the movie playing older Sammy. And the second that he shows up, my dad like it's like it hit him like crack. It hit him like it was like if I don't know if we saw like a random character show up in like an after credits Marvel scene. Like he went insane.
Yeah.
Like he went crazy for that scene. And he was like, that's fucking Buddy Guy. Like, dude, like just like he so they show like this little scene where like he's playing and he's older and they don't really explain it. You just see him like playing like as an older man. And he has like the scars that Sammy has at the end of the movie. And they
Yeah.
go like, and my dad went like, "Oh my God, like that's amazing!"
That's a kid.
Like he shows up, and then like they cut off, and like the credits kind of start playing, and then there's like a little extra like epilogue where like Sammy as an older man is sitting after playing electric guitar at this blues bar called Perlene's, by the way. Uh,
Yo, I didn't pick that up.
yeah, it's called Perlene's, and then they like somebody comes up to him and go like, "Hey, sir, these fans like pay us $200, like they just want to like talk to you for a second." And he goes like, "Yeah, sure." And then they go like the guard goes to the door and goes like, you may come in," and immediately you go like, "Oh shit!" Like
Yeah.
yeah. And so fucking Stack and Mary show up, decked out for like their decade,
Yeah.
but still looking, young. And they have an incredible like reunion scene where like it's not malicious, it's not
Well,
evil. Like they sit
and I
down to
think
talk.
people we thought
Yeah,
it was gonna be, but no, it's very much a a welcoming.
yeah. They sit down, they bring him his old guitar, and they go like, I don't really care for the new shit, but like, can you still do like the electric guitar? And they come, they sit down, he plays it for a bit. You could tell they just want to like reminisce about that moment. And then Sammy asks him like, I think about that day like a lot. And now that I like in retrospect, it might have been the best day of my life.
Hmm.
Like I am grateful for that. Do you feel that way? And Stack just goes like, "Of course. It was the last day I saw my brother. It was the last night it was the last day I saw the sun. Like of course I think about it all the time. Like it was special to me too." And they even offer him. They go like, "Hey, not to hurt you, but like, do you want to join us? Like, do you want to live forever?" And Sammy just goes like, I've been alive for so long, and I've seen everything there is to see. Like, why do I need to live forever?
Yeah.
Um, and they part ways very amicably, and they leave, and it's pretty cool that you see like Stack and Mary like they continue to be in love, forever pretty much, and they
Hmm.
continue to be together in the afterlife. And Sammy is happy because like he made it in his own way. Now I don't know if you know this, but the story of Buddy Guy is extremely similar to Sammy's story. Like he was also picking cotton in Mississippi as a young son of a preacher who always was told that he has to be a preacher also. He has to be like part of that life. He didn't want to, and he ended up fleeing from there to Chicago and to live off his music. So when Sammy, played by Buddy Guy at the end of the movie, starts saying that like I don't need to live forever because Buddy Guy's legend is going to live forever. Like that is what he ended up doing in a way.
Yeah.
Like he's not gonna live, but he will always be remembered as a legend because he influenced all these people. So I'm not saying this movie is a Buddy Guy biopic, but it kind of is.
It kind of smells like it.
Yeah, like you can't, and it's so funny that like I'm looking up, no one is talking about this. There's no article or like conversation or anything that's mentioning that's why he's playing him at the end. They recently interviewed him about it, and he finally like talked a little bit, but that's all I'm seeing. And when we saw that ending and we saw him talking that, my dad immediately had like a big smile on his face. He was like, "This is literally his story." Like it's not a straight biopic. They did like a heightened reality, like fiction
Yeah.
level of, but they used his story as a template, and then doing that and then asking like, "Hey, do you want to play like this character that is very much based on yourself?" That's incredible, man. That's paying like tribute to a legend there, and by using like his real life story as a template, and it made the just the experience of the movie just even better, man. Because
Yeah.
like if I had seen it with friends, I wouldn't have known that. So sharing that moment with my dad, like it really amplified the experience. So I'm gonna remember this like this theater going experience probably forever. Like that's a thing that we just shared.
Yeah.
So I might be a little biased on that, but it really helped my enjoyment of the movie, and I can't help it. It really helped, and we can talk about how the specifications and like IMAX and everything. Um, but I could have watched this movie, in a CRT TV with my dad, and
Hmm.
if he had gotten that same excitement, I would have gotten like the same excitement. It felt an incredible thing to share with him, and that heightened like my enjoyment of the movie. So yeah, that's like a little personal detail that I'm gonna add to this review. Um but yeah, just I'm biased, but now this I'm going to remember this movie forever. Like it really is. So yeah, so everyone look up the story of Buddy Guy, look up his music, and and you'll see why his appearance at the end of the movie is so special.
That's such a big deal.
Yeah. And it's great. So obviously he didn't fight with vampires, it's clear that he
Hey, you
fought
don't know.
with but it's clear that he fought with monsters and not the kind of monsters, but like doubt, family that didn't that had a preset path, leaving home, making a man of himself, setting up, living off his talent. That requires beating some monsters in your life, and sometimes they're vampires, sometimes they're doubts. So
What
great, man.
does your dad know? Was his father actually a preacher?
Yes,
So all the man, I
yeah.
in the 90s. I cannot imagine that. That I wonder, do you think that was a happy accident or do you think that was on purpose?
No, I mean if they had him in the movie, it was very much on purpose. Like,
Fair.
yeah, yeah. I mean, he moved to Chicago in 1957. So like you can tell that this is like very much like connected to this.
Yeah.
So no, it's great. And he's also a good actor. Like he was like for the little like scene that he had, I think he did a good job. There's something about his voice that's also very like lived in. Like you can tell like he's been through some shit.
Yeah.
So it's good, man. It's and that moment at the end when like Stack mentions that that was the last night, that was the only night that we felt free.
Yeah.
Like we were that was only for us. And so you can see this movie as like a fun action monster movie. You can see this movie as like a musical. Some people see this as a musical. Some people see this as a buddy guy biopic with heightened reality elements. Some people will tell you that the metaphor is too obvious because being like, look at these black people having fun. Here come these white monsters to like ruin it for everyone, you know? You can see it as however you want, but I can honestly say that this is a movie for everyone. I don't see anyone not enjoying this movie. Like, if this is not for you, you're not a person that I want to hang out with. I'm sorry. But because this was so fun, so rich in elements and story and acting and music. God, the fucking soundtrack in this is going to just blow barriers. And the fact that it's both working at the box office and with the critics, we're gonna see this at the Oscars. We're a
Oh,
hundred
without
percent gonna
doubt.
see this at the Oscars, and I hope it does well. I don't want another challenger situation. This is fantastic. So
What if Michael B. Jordan wins double Oscars for Best Actor and Supporting Actor?
let's try to also give a little bit of speed to Robert Pattinson for Mickey 17. We're gonna
But
if
just
that's if
imagine
that
just be like, ah,
if that's the fight, then hopefully yes. Although I would say in this case, I think Michael B. Jordan will be nominated doubly for supporting because this is Miles Caddis's movie.
you're not
Uh,
incorrect.
yeah. We'll see how that goes. Sorry, I took a little bit
No,
of an extended
hey
bit there,
man, if you
but
feel passionate, that only makes the reviews better. I
this
understand.
movie just made me go feral, go crazy. Another win for the freaks, for the lovers, for the yearners, and for the musically inclined. So shit, I'm gonna hit this with a 5 out of 5. I think not a single weak element in this movie.
Fair.
We'll be talking about it for decades.
I'm interested whenever we do our top 10 of the 2020s. I want to see this on your radar.
Yeah, I mean, unless the rest of the year is packed with 10 out of 10s,
Mhm.
this is gonna end up on the list. Yeah,
No, but yeah. I
bless you.
meant when we do it, thank you. When we do a top 10 of the decade.
Oh, we'll see. We'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah,
Maybe we won't be alive by then. We'll see. I got plans. Not
or
best.
maybe
Not,
there'll be two, or maybe there'll be two of me. Like you never know.
oh, fuck that noise. Um, but yeah, 9 out of 10 for me, almost perfect. Which I
Okay,
think might be the highest score I've given
this year
ever. I don't think I've ever given a 10 out of 10.
you've given 10 out of 10s. I think. I
When?
think
Maybe the Batman? Maybe?
maybe. Yeah.
That's a maybe. I'm not 100% on that.
I think it could be. I remember you giving a couple of tens. I'm a whore. I'll give them away for free. Like you gotta just appeal to me and really like I don't struggle when watching movies. I love it. So
Yeah.
and this has been just a fantastic experience. And between this Thunderbolts last night and as we kick off summer, man. I'm excited. This is gonna be a fun year for us. So,
Same.
yeah. So that is our review of Sinners, directed by Ryan Coogler. Let us know how you guys feel about it, and we'll be here. Check out our merch, and we'll
Yeah.
we'll just keep kicking. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah. Anything else
Um,
you want to add?
no, just keep hope I hope we keep getting great original films. Yeah, that's all I can say. I hope we keep getting these great original films. Um,
Yep.
Next week we go from an original film to like what the 31st film in like a long running franchise.
It's gonna be the last one, so we might as well.
Thunderbolts?
Oh, oh, you went. Oh, I thought you meant Mission Impossible.
Oh
Um,
fuck. Oh, dude. You know, I'm gonna try to force myself to do a Mission Impossible retrospective. I've seen one of them.
which one? Oh, you saw Fallout. Let me guess.
Which is the one where They're in the mountains for no reason, and there's like a nuclear bomb in the mountains.
Is that the Henry Cavill one?
Yes,
Yeah, that's Fallout.
that's the only one I've seen.
You're missing out, man. Missing
Are,
out.
are they really not?
Pure Kino. Pure Kino. Just all those are made for the love of movies. And
I just don't
yeah,
like Tom Cruise. Like I don't. He
you
has
like
rock
you like
energy,
you like Top Gun Maverick.
but he has rock energy. Where like of
Nah, The Rock fucking wishes. I'm sorry.
no,
From
no,
I'm
no.
sorry.
I mean plot
Yeah.
armor. Like you know how The Rock is like I can't lose a single fight. That's what I get from like Tom Cruise as Ethan Hunt. I'm like, what's the point if I know he's always gonna win? There's no like maybe or like there's no tension to it.
Yeah, but that's the point. He literally like puts himself in real physical danger for these stunts. Like that's he's
But
like,
has he
look,
died yet?
look, if cinema had a mayor,
Uh-huh.
that's him, you know?
Tom
Like that's
Cruise.
yes, literally. Like you
You're
don't
gonna
you
hate it when The Rock gets nominated for the Smashing Machine. You're gonna hate it.
if The Rock gets nominated for an Oscar, I'm going to go
Wait, wait, wait,
for
before you say it, it
yeah.
is a real possibility, Chema. Do not fuck with this.
Look, here's the thing. We haven't seen the movie. All they did is put a fucking wig on him, okay?
Chema,
And
I have prosthetics.
fucking prosthetic. But can he act through them? That's the question.
He
And
seemed like he
also,
can.
a trailer doesn't tell us much. I have a lot of thoughts on this. Look, I'm gonna tell you this. If it's not if, it's when the movie comes out,
Uh-huh.
before they even like have like talk of nominations or anything, it's how to explain this? We're gonna see the most annoying Oscar press tour that we've ever seen in our lives. And we just had fucking Emilia Perez, okay? So like, you know, we went from one thing to another. My one saving grace is that Conan is hosting again. So that's hopefully what ends up, saving us from this. No hate to Benny to the Safdie brothers, who I don't know which one of them is doing. One of them is doing one, and the other one is doing another. They're dueling movies, which I don't
Uh-huh.
think we've ever seen that before. Um, just a moment.
You're good.
Yeah. So Benny Safdie is doing the Smashing Machine, and his brother Josh Safdie is doing. Just a moment. Oh God, The Pleasure of Being Robbed. I believe that's so. It's the one with Timothée Chalamet, which is also like a sports movie, and it looks like Timmy is like gearing up for like another Oscar nom as well. So we've never seen this before. We've never seen like two directing brothers like kind of compete both with sports movies. That's gonna be fun, I think.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I don't trust The Rock. I think he's gonna botch this. I think he's gonna say stupid things throughout the entire press tour. Like remember when he was promoting that fucking Santa movie and he was like, "Man, this is like Oppenheimer level shit." It's like, no, you're not. Like you're fucking stupid for even like
He said
having
it
that in
should
the
be watched on
conversation.
a big screen like Oppenheimer. He didn't say
Yeah.
it was as good as Oppenheimer.
Because they're like, imagine this, but like with Red One. Like he pretty much said that. He's like, this is gonna hit just the same as Oppenheimer. It's like, you fucking, you, you, you daddy's kid. Like, you fucking nepo baby. You bald ass motherfucker. Like you, ugh, gross, gross, boring. Like biggest waste of like muscle that we've ever seen. Maybe since like. I don't know, like a long ass day. Like fucking idiot. Anyway, uh what?
I've never
What?
seen someone so irrational
Fucking
hate someone.
fucking candy ass like
Jesus
like
Christ. All right, folks.
like
So
ego
that's gonna wrap it
cruising.
up for this
Did you
episode.
there's a video where like Emilia from Chicken Shop Date is interviewing him and she does bits with like interviews and she did like rock paper scissors with him and she won and he couldn't fucking take it. Have you seen that video? He went full on angry. He was like, "No, you cheated. Let's do it again." Like he genuinely was like upset. Like, dude, it's fucking rock paper scissors, and she's
And
a
he did that
tiny
with
little
Mr.
lady.
Beast.
And she's a tiny little lady. Like, don't do that. Like,
He did that with Mr. Beast, and it was like winner gets to decide who gets $100,000 to charity, and he was like, "I'll match it. Go, go."
Fucking
Damn it, I win.
boring ass idiot. Like anyway, fucking anyway. We'll talk about that when it comes out. I thought that was gonna come out last year, but no, it's pushing October 2025. Of course, they're positioning it for the Oscars. Damn it. We'll see how this goes. Okay. 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 Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Jim.
Folks, I apologize for that rant from my co-host. We will work
You
on
brought
that,
it
I
up.
promise.
You brought it up. Like,
And I tried to stop you. I was like, "Hey, man, he might legitimately get nominated. Don't say something you're gonna regret."
well, Cody Rhodes is better than him, so whatever.
I mean, that's not a debate. That's a fact of life.
That is a fact of life, and what's it? Hey, just as a final like thing, since you're watching wrestling again and you're being like active about it, how do you feel about my boy Penta?
Being in WWE,
Yeah, yeah.
I think AEW just sold out Arena de Mexico, so you know what? I'm happy.
No, but like, what do you think about Penta? Like the wrestler?
A great wrestler, but WWE doesn't have the best track record of
Yeah,
booking their luchadores that are not Rey Mysterio. So we'll see how that goes. Because
yeah.
he
I mean,
lost on a random ass SmackDown. He got pinned.
yeah,
Ray Phoenix probably should have won at WrestleMania. So, like, you know, choices are
yeah.
being.
Definitely choices are being made. All right. So we'll see how that keeps on going. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Next week, I promise to donate $1 to charity every time I get pissed off about The Rock. Even though we're talking about the Marvel movie, we'll see how that turns out. My name was Shema,
Evan Eddie.
and this was the Rollback. Signing off with a reminder to stay inside.
Chill the
If
fuck
you
out.
see if you see people Irish jigging like outside, stay inside. There's no need to ask them
Hide.
for money, no need to see like just fucking stay inside.
Hide.
Hide. Bye everyone.
Bye, everyone. Oh, go check out our merch. Bye.
Genau.